Welcome to Teeing Off with RevSportz. I'm Gargi Rao. Joining me today are Boria Mujumdar and Ishan Shahane. But of course, we have to start this show because it's going to be a very special show because Indian women's cricket team have just made history. 10 test matches have been played between India and Australia, women's test matches in the last 45 years, and India has not won a single one. But that changed yesterday as India won the test match against Australia by 8 wickets. Talk about it.
Oh, incredible. I mean, people said the England win was an aberration. We all thought.
Yeah.
Australia unbeatable. One of the greatest sides, if not the greatest side in the history of women's cricket, men's cricket. If I compare the Clive Lloyd team, if I compare the Ricky Ponting team, I would still say the Meg Lanning and now the Alyssa Healy team is right up there.
Yeah.
One World Cup after another. Unbeatable side. And to beat them comprehensively, dominating the match. At no point in time did India lose grip of the match. Phenomenal.
Oh, just brilliant again, Gagi, because, this is what helps in setting a statement. We've been talking about this. The team needs to set a statement. And now 2 big back-to-back wins. This is exactly what the team needed. And I think we can expect a lot more build-up for women's cricket as well after this win. And again, it's a team effort, Pooja got wickets in the first innings. Sneha Rana got wickets in the second innings. So everyone's contributing and it's looking really good. So I think this is great for women's cricket overall. And I think we can just expect a lot more. However, let's not, let's not get too much into wishful thinking because, this is just the beginning. This is just the start. We can expect them to perform better. With time, I'm sure, they're going to get better with time as well.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is
huge.
better than better. Because 8 wickets against Australia in a test match. This is something else.
Fantastic.
Alyssa Healy, Beth Mooney,
Phoebe
Litchfield. They've got the big names
Elise
in there.
Perry, Ashley Gardner,
Yeah.
and you go on and on and on. Annabelle Sutherland, Jess Jonason, Kim Garth at number 9
These
or
are
10.
legendary players. And then India beating them with
No red ball?
more red ball. More red ball.
More red balls needed,
We
definitely,
need it.
yeah.
Definitely. And Harmanpreet has been, banking for it, has been really vocal about setting this huge performance.
Yeah.
I think this is a mastermind of Harmanpreet Kaur and Amol Muzumdar, because they wanted this to happen. Do you think this is an effect of Amol Muzumdar's coaching?
Some of it for sure. I mean, for example, in the first innings of this test match, to send Richa Ghosh ahead of Jamie Rodrigues, a debutant, was a statement trying to give her more confidence, pushing her into the deep end, go out there and perform.
Yeah.
The way India batted against England, test match day 1, 400 runs, that was a statement. Play 3 spinners, take advantage, create condition, play aggressive, fearless cricket, statement. So Amol Mazumdar definitely has had an impact.
And talking about Smriti Mandhana, in both innings, she got India that start, that was expected from her because she set that expectation, set that bar a few months ago, but then she kind of, fell off track and now she's back. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, she was looking really good. Like, even when I was at the stadium when she was playing against England, she was looking really good. Those cover drives are seeming, just fluent off the bat. So I think she's obviously, we missed her and I think she's coming back into a groove, which is what the Indian team needed. And I think, again, she's just going to get better with time. And we need those starts, Gagi. I think it's those starts that help in establishing that innings. Not enough credit goes to the openers. So again, Smriti Mandhana, hats off to you. Thank you for those starts because it's those starts that help in building that whole innings. So I think, and it also helps in giving confidence, to the other batters coming on to bat because, if Smriti is looking good out there, then everyone's thinking, it's a good wicket to bat on. Let's go out and play our shots.
And I know Amol Muzumdar has come in and said this narrative that he wants the Indian team to play a fearless brand of cricket, but does it warrant unnecessary aggression on the field? I was looking at the match and there's this one clip also that's gone viral on social media of Harmanpreet Kaur. She came in to bowl, but what happened was Alyssa Healy was batting, the opposition skipper. She did not even move. She just left the ball and was stood there, and Harmanpreet Kaur just launched the ball at her.
No need. Such incidents, one has to say, maybe happened in the heat of the moment, but it's not needed because it's cricket and India is in control. You should not lose your cool. You've got the upper hand. Your team is doing the talking. You're winning a game against Australia. Why?
Yeah.
It's not needed. I mean, not the first time that Harmanpreet Kaur has lost her cool. So it should not become a repeat habit. You're the captain of India. You set standards.
Absolutely, and young girls are watching her.
Yeah,
and
absolutely,
it's
yeah.
not as if this has happened for the first time. She's kind of building a reputation for, doing these things, doing these.
No, you're right.
antics
I mean,
on
you
field.
have to set you have to set an example here. And aggression is good. Aggression is really good when you're playing cricket, when you're playing a test match, a heated test match. You want to show that aggression. You want to show that you're there. You want to perform, obviously. But again, control aggression. There's no need to do things which are unnecessary. If you want to show aggression, show it in your game. Bat, get 100, get a 5-wicket haul. That's the kind of aggression that needs to come out, and that's what will inspire a whole generation.
You talk about showing it with your game, showing
Yeah.
the aggression with your game. Does Harmanpreet Kaur's form concern you at this moment?
See, the fact that she's not been able to score runs has been masked by some of the other batters. Above and below, whether it's a Deepti Sharma, Richa Ghosh, Jamie Rodrigues or Smriti Mandhana, they've sort of been able to do that for the Indian team. Concern? Yes. To be honest, yes, because you will need your captain to perform.
Yeah.
Right.
And unless your captain leads from the front, yes, you won a one-off test match against Australia and against England, fantastic wins. But unless your captain performs in the women's game, you need to go and make a telling statement in a World Cup. And in September, there is the World Cup. And in white ball, you need a Harmanpreet Kaur to be at her best. So one hopes this is a passing phase. She comes back soon. But yes, if you ask me whether it concerns or not, absolutely matter of concern.
Yeah, I mean, true. I mean, it's very concerning because the captain has to perform again. I've mentioned this several times. The reason why India did so well in the World Cup, the 50-over World Cup, is because Rohit Sharma was leading from the front, getting those starts, and that just sets the tone. So obviously it is concerning, but again, every player has their ups and downs. We got to back her. She's our captain after all, and I'm sure she'll come off good with time.
And with this display of, complete dominance against England, against Australia, does this change things at the top in the BCCI?
In terms of, if your question is whether will the BCCI push for more red ball, should. Because this is a telling statement. If the BCCI wanted ammo, that, yes, it can be done, this is ammo.
Yeah.
This is serious ammo that the team is ready, despite the fact that they don't play red ball cricket, they are ready.
Yeah.
So if they do more four-day domestic matches. Give them more 4-day domestic matches with red ball. Get them ready. Push for more red ball. Why not? I mean, if the 2 test matches that India won, if they win this format, why not a Women's World Test Championship?
Yes.
What's the problem? Who says it can't be monetized? We've not tried it. So unless you try, you don't know.
Yeah.
So, WPL, you tried, it is a hit.
Yeah.
So why not? I mean, and I think the BCCI will now take a serious, leaf out of this and ammo out of this and push the ICC.
Last time a 4-day tournament or a longer format happened, red ball domestic tournament happened in India was in 2014.
Yeah. So we definitely need more red ball format cricket being played because, the ODI format is obviously dying out. The T20 format is taken care of with the WPL. So we need more red ball formats, coming into play because this is where crowds can also probably seep in because when, the 3rd or 4th day, you see you see the crowd increasing. So you want that. The team performing better, obviously you'll expect a larger, crowd turnout. So red ball cricket has to be played and it's, it's a real test of cricket, right? I mean, it's been spoken about all the time that red ball cricket is the real test of cricket. So why not promote that? Get more leagues, get more matches happening, get more domestic matches happening, and give an opportunity for youngsters to go out there and showcase their talent in the longer format.
I think he makes a good point there. If you see, there's a lot of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli going viral because of the South Africa Test series.
Yeah.
And both of these legends say that it's the red ball format, which is the pinnacle of the game.
Yeah.
So you mean to say women won't play? You mean to say they'll only have one-off test matches for the pinnacle? Discrimination? There?
And in contrast to the England one-off test match, in the Australia test match, you actually saw a crowd there. There was only one stand open, but it was filled throughout the 4 days. Or 3 days?
Yeah, 4 days.
Throughout the 4 days that the test match happened. What stops the BCCI from opening, two or three stands, taking the game to a different location? What's happening?
The assumption is maybe it won't be full. But then, try it. If India wins like this, look, success has many fathers. You win mothers. If you win like this, there is no debate that fans like us will go and watch.
Yeah.
There are many. We'll cover, but there are how many shows of ours in the last few days have we started with women's cricket? Every day.
Yeah.
We've not started with men's cricket. We've started with women's cricket. Why?
Absolutely.
Because they have been able to do and force us to do and record and talk and do whatever. Ishan went and covered it. You went and covered the WPL auction. Look, if you are able to make telling statements, people will cover. The fans will watch. The board will get ammo. And I think that's why, if they win the World Cup next year,
Game change.
Game change, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they definitely should open it up to, just different stadiums as well, because,
You were
obviously,
there, so you
yeah,
would-
so
you would be
all the
able-
games have been played in Mumbai, and I think it's a request from all of us as well that they have to start playing cricket all over the country. This is where, the crowds will come, and this is where the interest will build. If you're only playing in Mumbai, you're just restricting yourself to just one
And
locality. So
in-
you can't be doing that.
Yeah.
It's obviously about equality as well. The men's teams are playing everywhere, so why not? So why not?
even the year the IPL was played in
Yeah.
Mumbai, there were no fans for a Kolkata game.
True.
Why? Because why should a Mumbaiker identify with Kolkata?
Yeah.
Now, why are you expecting WPL to be different? You are playing a Bangalore versus Gujarat Giants match in Mumbai. Why should a Mumbaiker go and watch a Bangalore
Absolutely.
versus Gujarat Giants? They won't watch. So, and then you will say the WPL is faulty. You can't say that.
No.
Take it to Bangalore, take it to Gujarat, then see. There will be people. And that's what it is. The BCCI will also get empowered. These performances will tell them that, we can monetize. We can now do this. This is what was lacking. The last 15 days have been the best for Indian women's cricket.
Even the next WPL, if I'm not wrong, is supposedly...
One city.
Wasn't
One
it
city.
two?
No, one city.
Again,
That's quite
Mumbai,
disappointing. Yeah.
No
Mumbai.
surprises.
And Mumbai. Yeah, and that's where I was coming from. That, you have a UP team, you have a Gujarat team, you have a Bangalore team. Of course, you have Mumbai, fair enough. But all the other teams that you have, how is it that loyalty will be built? Why should a young person in Bangalore miss out?
Yeah.
You want to support a Smriti or some of the other girls, a Shriyanka Patil, and become like a Shriyanka Patil. You are telling a Mumbai Karo you got to go and support a Gujarat Giants. Why? That's not my identity. So if I play Mohun Bagan East Bengal for football in Hyderabad, how many people will watch? And how many people will watch in Calcutta? You tell me.
Yeah.
Calcutta, it's in our DNA, in our blood. We've got to watch the Calcutta Derby. I will not do that in Kerala. I will not do that in Goa. I will not do that in Himachal Pradesh.
yes.
Yeah.
So,
And Gagi, the crowds will come, I mean, just if you feel that the crowds won't come to you if you're playing in different cities, that's a wrong assumption. You have to at least try. That effort is not there. So try first, keep it in different cities. The crowd will come with time. That loyalty will be built. And once that loyalty is built, you'll expect more crowds to come. So it's obviously a return on your investment. Which
Absolutely.
You have to be willing to try out. Yeah.
But going back to a more positive note, this was a historic win.
Huge.
Two back-to-back historic wins. And to talk about it a little more, we have Joydeep Mukherjee joining us from Mumbai.
Hello everyone, Joydeep Mukherjee on behalf of RevSportz. Remember the date, 24th of December 2023. Indian cricket changed forever because history has been created. For the first time ever, our Indian women have defeated their Aussie counterparts in a test match. Now, I can't tell you how special that is, and I have watched this over 3.5 days, and it wasn't as easy as it made out to be, the 8-wicket win. Today was all about application, about getting the wickets early. I think the spinners were superb. Pooja Vastrakar getting the early wicket of Ash Gardner, and then the spinners coming into play. Rajeshwari Gaik was showing us why she is as good as she is with two absolute jaffers. In fact, those are the two balls that turned a mile in the whole day, and we thought a lot will happen. On the fourth, it was a really good wicket to bat on. Tricky chase. Smriti Mandhana, the player, comes out. Personified grace and so much of confidence and calmness and control. That's what you need. Yes, she lost her partner really early, but that can happen. Then comes Richa, the young, talented cricketer from Bengal, and she comes and play a few shots, and then trying to up the ante, she holds out. And then Jemima, in the form of her life, two Mumbai girls right in the middle of the Wankhede Stadium. This is what dreams are made of. And what makes it even more special is that beat England last week in a test match. This week you beat Australia. Now, when was the last time you would beat an England and an Australia a week apart from each other? Yes, it was in your home conditions, but let's give a lot of credit to Harmanpreet Kaur and her girls and Amol Mojumdar and his team, because it's not just the players, it's also the support staff at the back end. For me, the biggest stake has been standing head to head to the Aussies as far as fast bowling is concerned, spinners are concerned, bouncing them is concerned, catching, fielding, everything. Yes, there were a few catches dropped, but that can happen in a match. what they will learn from this one, but what they will learn is the belief. It's all about the belief. If you can do it one time, you can do it again. We remember where we were, at least I remember where I was in 1983 in June when India won the World Cup. I'm sure you remember where you were when India won the World Cup in 2011. And now today is such an important day, such that is etched in the tapestry of Indian cricket's history. Do enjoy the moment, do savor the moment, because moments like this don't come too often. You know, tough times, they work in silence and they let the success be the noise. This is a prime example of that. Quietly, behind closed doors, behind all the media attention, they work their fingers to the bone to be where they are. And this is what success looks like. Savor the moment, everyone. This is for the whole of India.
Moving on to the world of wrestling, especially wrestling in India, the government has now suspended the newly elected WFI body.
Yeah, and to make it clear, they've suspended the body, not terminated it. There's a difference because they've said it's a violation of the sports code, and the WFI within 24 hours had said that they want to host the junior nationals, the under 15 in Gonda, which is basically the stronghold of Brijbhushan Saran Singh. Now, the Secretary General actually wrote a letter to the President, and this is how it happened. Secretary General wrote a letter to the President saying, you can't do it this way. It's the job of the Secretary General to take these calls. And so imagine day one already, you know, fissures there. And then the government took cognizance of that letter and realized that it's been a violation of the sports code. And now they have suspended the WFI. So is this a kind of vindication for the protesting wrestlers? We don't know. Is this a kind of a compromise that okay, we do not want to abandon you, and we've seen what happened with Sakshi and Bajrang and people. Is this a kind of another effort to solve the problem of Indian wrestling? We've got to wait and see, but the story is not over. The drama is not over.
And to be precise, it's the sports ministry that has suspended it. So obviously it's going to be Anurag Thakur, and Sakshi Malik has been talking to Anurag Thakur, as we've heard from the media press. Press interaction that she did.
They went to meet Anurag.
Yeah.
They went to meet Anurag Thakur, and the sports minister apparently had assured them in the past that there'll be a female president.
Yes.
But then, to be fair to Anurag, you can't say that, okay, how do you disqualify him or me and say, okay, you will be elected? Because just because you're a woman and then a former president is a alleged sexual harasser doesn't make every man a sexual harasser. So it's sort of taking fundamental right away. So there is a problem that the protesting wrestlers must realize that they can't ask who will be elected. It is anybody's right to contest an election. So the ministry can't do much on that. What the ministry can is they had stopped Brijbhushan Saran because they did not want him to be involved. Now the president, after getting elected, goes to his house. The decision is announced by him, as in I'm requesting them to hold the trials within one day, and it goes to Gonda. You mean to say there's one place in the country to hold trials, and that's where Brijbhushan Saran comes from? So it was clear that it was being run by proxy, and the ministry in their statement mentions this, that they feel it was being run by proxy, and this is not a good example, and they've taken the call. Good call.
Absolutely. It's a complicated matter and it's still a building story, so more on this later. But today is Christmas, tomorrow is Boxing Day.
So what is your Christmas wish?
You don't say it out loud, what is going to come true?
Mine's that India wins the test match. So
Why? You shouldn't have said that.
it's okay. It's going to come true.
But tomorrow marks the beginning of the Boxing Day test. What are you looking forward to in the series?
Final frontier for Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli in South Africa. India's never won. Why don't the men take a leaf out of the women?
Yeah.
The women have shown the way.
Yeah.
Shubhan Chakraborty asked Rohit Sharma this question in the press conference. Will you take a leaf out of Harmanpreet Kaur's book and feel inspired? Ask that question for us. 46 years the women couldn't. They have. Men, you've not done it ever. You can.
Yeah.
So the women have shown the way. The men should take the lead.
Absolutely, it's a huge test, and obviously I think it's time for the men to also come out there and show the way. It's a big test and a lot of expectations. There'll be a lot of pressure because the Indians know that we're the better side here. So obviously there'll be that sort of baggage, but play with that baggage. Have fun with that. Take onus in the fact and be aware of the fact that we are the better team. So why not just go out and act like the better team? The South Africans will be under a lot of pressure. The batting lineup seems a little shaky. The bowlers are strong. So it's going to be a good test overall. I cannot wait.
he believes the South African side is a bit shaky. Do you think
The
India has enough
the
on
batting
hand?
lineup is, from my opinion, because I think they've had better batsmen in the past, with the likes of Graham Smith, Jack Callis.
I understand where he's coming from. The batting lineup, comparatively, when you say a Smith or a Callis or somebody like that, you have a Bavuma and an Elgar who will retire after the series. Comparatively, but the bowling is fantastic. I mean, Rabada at full tilt at century, and he owns that ground. Jansen and Lungi, Gidi, and all of them coming together, and Maharaj and Vihan Mulder, and all Gerald Kudzia, all of them coming together. It's a fabulous bowling lineup. But so that's why it's a challenge. It's an Indian batting versus South African batting, in a sense. Which batting holds up better? Cracking test match. I mean, the only problem is I was told that the first day could be a washout. You don't want that. The first day could be a washout, but then you have 4-day test matches, you've had results. So one expects a result, because in South Africa, you've seen wickets fall in a heap. One just hopes that there is a result and a proper test match.
Thankfully, we have Shubhan Chakravarti in South Africa, so he's going to give us the weather update as well and tell us if there's any clouds or whatever. But here's Shubhan from South Africa.
Thank you guys, and a very good morning and a Merry Christmas to everyone in the studio and those who are watching as well. So we saw India train for the first time yesterday, gearing up for the Boxing Day test, and there was a lot of takeaways from that as well. It all started with a session of warm-up, session of slip catching, where we saw KL Rahul don the wicket-keeping gloves for the first time. It will be a fresh start for KL Rahul, the wicket-keeper and the middle order batsman in the longest format of the game. So something to look forward to. And even Rahul Dravid in the pre-match press conference did say that, we have discussed it with KL Rahul. He was extremely impressive in the ODI World Cup behind the stumps. So they wanted someone with that kind of assurance who can play those tough overs during the middle overs. And this team is without Ajinkya Rahane and Cheteshwar Pujara. So to add that experience in the middle order becomes extremely crucial for the Indian team. It all started after the slip catching session, where we saw Shreyas Iyer, Shubman Gill, Yashasvi Jaiswal take those good catches, some good catching in that slip cordon. After that, we saw Rohit Sharma and Yashasvi Jaiswal walk into the center wicket, which is right adjacent to the main pitch, to get used to the bounce and the pace. They faced Siraj, they faced a full throttle Jasprit Bumrah. Jasprit Bumrah is also making a comeback to the Test cricket after 1.5 years. He played his last Test in 2022 against England. That was in June, I guess. So that's a long break for Jasprit Bumrah from the Test format as well. So it will be crucial for Jasprit Bumrah to perform at his best level, because Indian team is without Mohammad Shami as well. So it will be interesting how he fares up in this Test series. Last time around, he was very good. Probably Mohammad Shami was a tad bit better because he got the majority of wickets, but Mohammad Siraj and Jasprit Bumrah, they will be the mainstay of this pace attack. It remains to be seen whether Mukesh Kumar or Prasidh Krishna get the chance, because Prasidh was spraying around a bit, but he was generating a lot of bounce. And when it comes to Mukesh Kumar, he was bowling some very good full length deliveries. He was swinging the ball away. So as I have always said that Mukesh Kumar is someone who is closest to a Mohammad Shami. He doesn't have that 140, 145 express pace, but with that 130, 135, he can be extremely lethal with his consistent line and length. Rahul Dravid also gave a small hint around the team combination. He did say that we will take a look at the weather. The forecast for the first 2 days is not very good. Tomorrow we have chances of 80 to 90% of rain, and there's a probability that the entire day might be washed out. And in the second day, it's around 40 to 60% of rain. So scattered session of play during the entire second day. So and Rahul Dravid clearly hinted that the playing 11 will be decided based on the weather conditions, and it will be they have the option of Shardul Thakur as well, who has the knack of picking wickets. Lord Thakur, as everyone now says, calls him, he has that knack of picking wickets, tough wickets during long partnership. He is known as the partnership breaker. So it will be crucial how the team management, what call the team management takes on the game day, and of course all focus will be on there will be focus on the batting unit as well. Focus will be on Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli to take the majority of load, and let's see what happens. It's going to be an interesting test match because India have not played test cricket regularly in the last year because they were preparing for the ODI World Cup. The last series was against West Indies, and after that it was all Asia Cup, World Cup. So good time to play test cricket. The weather for the first 2 days is not that great, but the Indian team looked in good spirits. Rahul Dravid said that it's important to move away and move away from that World Cup defeat and start a new chapter because it's a new series. WTC final in 2025 is something they are focusing on, and of course a chance to script history on South African soil. It remains to be seen whether the Indian team script history or not, but Rohit Sharma, the captain, has a golden opportunity to move away from that heartbreaking defeat and become the first captain to script history and win a test series on South African side. So let's see what happens. But this was for now, this was it from my side. I'll continue to give you updates from whatever is happening from the Indian and South African camp. Both the captains will hold their press conferences today, so important to see how it goes around. So yeah, I'll give you all the updates.